Hey, what's up everybody? It's Harvey, Slater, Holistic Nutrition Coach. How's it going? So today I am going to teach you how to make super simple, really nutritious vegetable wraps that not only are gluten-free, but also like pretty much everything free, because we're going to use, instead of a wrap tortilla or a wrap flatbread, we're going to actually use grilled eggplant. So it's pretty awesome, and we're going to use some almond ricotta to give it some extra richness. So it's a really good, complete, comforting, yet super nutrient dense sandwich, dinner, snack, whatever you want to do with it. It'll be awesome. So check it out. We're going to make it right now. All right, the first thing we're going to do is make the cherry tomato vinaigrette that goes on top, because you can actually make that ahead and it stores in the fridge, and if you actually make it a couple days ahead, it tastes even better when you go to eat it. So what we have here is basically about 2 tablespoons of fresh julienne basil in this little bowl, and then we're going to add, this is 1 basket of cherry tomatoes that I picked up at Whole Foods. As you can see, I have cut some of them, and some of them I've left whole. So you want to cut up about half of them in half, because that's going to release some of the tomato juices into the vinaigrette. So I'm just going to go ahead and add that to the pot. Very simple. And then we are going to add 2 to 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, depending on how much oil you want. The recipe calls for 3, so I'm going to go ahead and do 3. And then you want about a tablespoon of some kind of vinegar. I'm using cider vinegar. The recipe calls for red wine vinegar. You can also use balsamic vinegar. You can also try lemon juice if you want. Then we're going to put a 1 shallot, but we're going to grate it on this sort of fine teeth of the grater, because the grated shallot is going to just, the flavor is just going to come out a lot better. And if anyone that doesn't know what a shallot is, it's those little things next to the garlic in the produce section that are kind of brown colored, and you peel them, and they're a really interesting, different flavored type, kind of from the onion family. Well, they aren't kind of, they are from the onion family, but they add a little bit more of a sharp flavor, but it's not quite like garlic either. You can also substitute garlic. You can add in a little garlic if you want. As you know, if you've been watching my videos or following any of my meal plans, I am a huge advocate for just keeping it super simple and making it work. And then I'm putting a little bit of fresh cracked pepper. That was just a little bit of salt that I put in there, sea salt, and some fresh cracked pepper. And then we are just going to go ahead and give this a very gentle stir with a wooden spoon so that all the wonderful flavors mix together. And this is going to be a beautiful vinaigrette that's going to go on top of our eggplant vegetable wraps when everything is done. So now we're going to head on over to the stove and show you how to prepare the vegetables and the eggplant. See you over there. Alright, so what we have here is just a hot grill pan that we're going to use for the eggplant. You can do this on your barbecue grill, you can use a grill pan, you can use a grill indoor, whatever. We're basically just going to soften the eggplant slices. I've sliced up these eggplant so that they are maybe about 1/4 to 1/2 inch. They're thin enough so that when they're cooked, they're going to be pliable, but not so thin that they will fall apart. So I've cut them this way. You can cut an eggplant longwise and get a bigger surface if you want, or you can do these, and then you're pretty much only going to be able to use the middle pieces in order to get a really good wrap out of it. So we're basically just going to put these on. I'm putting them on dry. I'm not marinating them with anything. There's going to be a lot of flavors going on this when everything's done, and you're not really going to need all of those oils. It just makes it oily and really fatty. And eggplant has quite a bit of naturally occurring essential fatty acids, which are essentially oil. So you don't really need to go crazy putting a lot of oil on eggplant. So I'm just going to grill them dry like this on one side, and then this might take, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes, and then we'll flip them over. All right, so these have been grilling on here on both sides, about 5 to 10 minutes on each side. And as you can see, they're getting soft like that. That's pretty much how you want them to be able to be soft like that. So I'm going to take some of these off. Some of them are ready, some of them aren't quite ready. They're going to seem a little dry, but by the time you get everything on there, it's not going to seem dry, and you don't want oil oozing down your arm when you go to eat these, because you can eat them with your hands basically. So I like to err on not too oily if I can help it. You know, if you want, you can sprinkle a little lemon juice over them. And that one's just going to be a couple more minutes before we take that one off. Okay, for the veggies, I've got just a tiny bit of olive oil drizzled on the pan. And this is basically half a bunch of asparagus and 1 zucchini. And you can see that I've sliced them lengthwise, so they're kind of like zucchini spears. And I'm just going to basically grill the vegetables on this pan. Again, you could be doing this on your barbecue grill if you want. So we're just going to grill these until they start to get soft. Now this is where I like to add a little bit of spice. You can use some Moroccan spices. You can use Italian seasonings if you want, herbs de Provence. I found this awesome organic turmeric twist sweet blend that I got at the market. This has turmeric, cinnamon, black pepper, ginger, clove, and well, rice concentrate for some reason. That's probably for consistency. So this is kind of a little bit of an Asian seasoning twist. Maybe you could call it a little Indian or Moroccan maybe. And I'm just going to sprinkle that on there just for a little fun. I'm also going to put some tweaks of salt on there, just a little bit. And we're just going to let this grill on there. You can give them a good turn here and there, like that. Make sure they're grilling really good. Also, they're kind of on top of each other. It's a little crowded on here, so you do want to make sure that if that happens, that everything gets its turn directly hitting the grill so that it actually gets cooked through. This process is probably going to take about 15 or 20 minutes when all is said and done. And we're going to just arrange a few like this. And what we're going to do is we're going to take, this is some almond ricotta cheese. And we're just going to take, I like to use an ice cream scoop just because it makes it easier to get it off of there. And we're going to just put that on there like that on each eggplant. You could also use hummus, use creamy cheeses. I just happen to like this almond ricotta cheese. Then what we have here is some fresh watercress leaves. These are some beautiful watercress leaves. We're going to put those like that. Then we're going to put maybe 1, maybe 2 of each of our vegetables. So we've got the zucchini and the asparagus. That. Then remember our fabulous tomato vinaigrette that we made. Now we're going to spoon it on there, and we're going to make sure that we get some of that juice on there. And that's why I told you not to worry too much about the juiciness of the eggplant, because there's going to be plenty of juice on here when you are all said and done with this. Some of the tomatoes might roll off a little bit, so you're just going to have to be patient with it. If you find that's happening a lot, you can also just cut all the tomatoes in half. But anyway, what you got when all is done is you have an awesome little wrap that you can pick up and eat with your hands, which is pretty awesome, right? You can just eat it with your hands like that, just like a sandwich. So it's pretty delicious. You can also just eat it with a fork if it gets to be too messy, but the bigger the eggplant, the more you can pick it up with your hand. And you can also cut the eggplant longer, but I kind of like this little smaller size. I think they're really cute that way. So these are really delicious eggplant wraps. I hope you enjoyed watching this, and be sure and try this week and let me know what you think. All right, thanks for watching. Bye for now. Pick the whole thing up like this and just eat it like a sandwich. Mmm. Yum.